Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, Books with Bria. I'm Brienne, and today I am going to be bringing you guys the video going over the books that I was able to read and start in the month of October. And this one will be a little shorter than usual because I had a bit of a reading slump this month. So the first book that I finished in the month of October, I had actually started at the end of September, and that is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng, and I overall gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It was such a new kind of story to me because it was heavily based on characters and it was very character reliant and focused. Most books in the past that I have read that are in the YA genre, because that is what this is the YA genre, have been more so focused on the plot and giving the reader a message in the end. This more so was focused on the characters and what they learned and how they acted and how they changed based on the people around them. So this story takes place in the suburb Shaker Heights in Cleveland, and it follows both the Warrens and the Richardsons. The Warrens, in the beginning of the novel, start renting a home from the Richardsons, and the story really follows how the Warrens have come into the Richardsons' lives and how they are able to change each other's lives, from Mr. and Mrs. Richardson and their 4 children to Mia and Pearl, the Warren family, and how really easy it is to hide secrets in families. The second book that I was able to finish in the month of October was Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. I also gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely loved it, and I think it explores the Hispanic heritage really well, and it has amazing representation for the LGBTQ community along with diversity in cultures. So this novel follows Yadriel as he tries to prove himself a real brujo to his family by summoning a ghost and trying to send it off to the other side. But the spirit he tried to summon was not the spirit that actually came to him. Instead of getting his mysteriously murdered cousin, he gets Julian, the resident bad boy of his school, and as they work together to free Julian's soul to the other side, they come to find out that Julian's murder was part of something much bigger, and I loved the characters in this and the relationship exploration between different characters, family, friend, and like significant others was so different, and each character felt really fleshed out, and it was fairly short to get such an emotional attachment to it, but I truly loved it and I would recommend this to anyone and everyone. So these last 2 books of October I was not actually able to finish. This is when I started to fall into a bit of a reading slump, and it was with this next book specifically, and I think it's just because I had not expected how dense it was, and that is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I have yet to finish it, and I am currently 210 pages in, and I have no idea when I plan to finish this because there is some very triggering content in here regarding homophobic slurs. And to my understanding, might not be fact, but as far as I'm aware, the author is not part of the LGBTQ plus community and therefore has absolutely no right in using those slurs and phrases in this novel, even if it is to build a character that has those views. I just do not appreciate it, and it was starting to really get to me, and it pushed me into a bit of a reading slump because I had to force myself through the first 200 pages of this book. And I think without those slurs and phrases, this story would have been just as good and would have been able to keep me hooked because the plot of it is really good. And yes, the slurs and the phrases are only from one character as far as I have seen, and further to my hatred of the character, but also makes me not want to read the rest of this book. So I would really appreciate some of your guys' thoughts on it in the comment section below, because I kind of need some motivation to finish this because I do not like DNFing a book. But at the moment, my opinion of this book is very, very low. I really am not enjoying it so far just because of the kind of emotional state it puts me in because of the homophobia. This last book I'm just going to briefly mention because I'm not going to talk about it a lot on my channel because it is by J.K. Rowling. Though I started rereading this series with my little brother so that he would have a better understanding because he really enjoyed the movies and he enjoys just furthering his knowledge on the world. And so we had started Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. This one was my favorite out of the series, and I try to not promote it on my channel because of the lack of diversity and the homophobic beliefs about gender and transgenders from the author herself. So I just try not to mention this on my channel, but I did get about 70 pages into it before the start of November. I do plan on reading the rest of the series. I do have the rest of the books, but I have had them my entire childhood before all of these came out. So, as it being part of my childhood, I just choose not to talk about it on my channel because I do not want to promote it. But I did want to mention that I am still reading it, and if you do still want to read the books and not support the author, I suggest buying the books secondhand and refraining from promoting it often or as at all on any sort of social media or platform, because those beliefs of that author should never be promoted because everyone is valid in their gender, in their identity, and who they are. Alright guys, that was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments section below what you guys were able to read in the month of October, what you started, what you did if you get to finish, what you wanted to start, you weren't able to. I'm really curious to see where all of you guys are in your reading goals for the year.